There are so many varieties of frittata that you can make at home, but one of the most popular would have to be the Spanish variety called tortilla. It's a combination of potatoes and onion that are slowly fried together until they're really soft, just slightly crispy, and then lots of eggs are added to it. Now I'm just peeling my spuds. I need about 4 to 5 potatoes depending on their size and depending on how large the tortilla is going to be. Now for my recipe I'll be needing 5 spuds, and the reason for that is because I want to make a giant family size tortilla, just like the size of my pan. So we want to fill it up so it almost reaches the top. Now with the potatoes you want to use a good quality versatile potato that won't break up while it's cooking. And then I'll cut this into small-ish cubes of about 1 to 2 centimetres. So we'll just line everything up and then we'll cut them roughly into about 1.5 centimetre pieces. Now, I did say it's traditional to have the onions and the potatoes together, and that's it in the base of this frittata mixture. But I'm going to spice it up by adding a pantry staple, tuna. Tuna is really great in this recipe because it bulks it out. All right. Now we'll add a generous glug of extra virgin olive oil into the pan. Now the pan you use for this is important. You want it to be non-stick, because when we add our eggs, we don't want it to stick because we need to flip it. Now for this confit style of potatoes, we're going to add, I'd say about 1/4 cup of the oil. We'll turn the heat on, medium to high heat. And once that warms up, we'll add the potatoes. Now for the onion, I'll just slice that into the same chunks. And now I know this oil is hot enough because my thermo spot is solid red. It's the perfect temperature. Also, when you're choosing your pan, use a pan that can go into the oven. So this one is really versatile for a recipe like this. I preheated my oven to 180 degrees, and you want to put your oven on early enough because once these potatoes are cooked and we add the egg, we are going to put it in the oven later on. And now I'm just going to give them a really quick toss in the oil. See, they're all glistening in that extra virgin olive oil. But now you need to cook this for about 12 to 15 minutes. 5 minutes before these are cooked, I'll add the onion. I don't want to add them too early because they will burn because they've got a higher sugar content in them. So keep an eye on them, constantly turn them, and once they're tender and just slightly gold, you'll know they're ready. In the meantime, I can get cracking with the eggs. I'll need 8 eggs. Potatoes and the onions are cooked. They're really soft and they're caramelised on the outside. They smell delicious. This in itself is a fantastic side. Now allow the potato and onion mix to cool slightly because we're going to be adding this to our egg mixture. And the reason we do this is to make sure that it's all coated evenly in our egg mixture. Now for the tuna, I'm using some tuna in oil, and we'll drain that excess oil off and just press the tuna just to get some excess moisture out too. Perfect. This can now go into our egg mixture. And now we're just going to carefully break that up so we've got little flakes of tuna in there. And now for our potatoes and onions, carefully add it to the mixture. I'll also turn the heat back on to my pan, and the pan has just a small amount of oil in it. That's just for flavour and to give it a golden colour, but essentially this is non-stick, so you don't need to add too much excess oil there. So folding that through, it smells fantastic. I'll also add just a small amount of cracked pepper and a pinch of salt, and then we'll mix that up. Perfect. Now it's time to add this mixture back into our pan. So we'll pour that in carefully. And you want to work fast here to ensure that we spread that out so it's quite even. And then what I like to do is just poke in the centre of the frittata just to get the cooking going. And then now this is on a medium heat. We don't want it to be too hot because we want it set on the bottom. We also want it to start cooking from the bottom up. Now this is going to take another 2 minutes on the stove top, and then I'll finish it off in the oven for about 5 to 8 minutes. Okay, this frittata has come out of the oven. It looks fantastic. It's got a slight wobble, which means it's going to be nice and gooey in the center, and the top is set, which is what we want. Now allow this to cool for about 2 to 3 minutes because it's piping hot from the oven. Now I'll grab a large flat plate and we'll pop that over my pan and hold the handle really firmly and then quickly flip. And I have confidence this is detached because it's titanium and it's non-stick. Look at that. Very happy with that. See how it's gorgeous and caramelized? And to serve this, serve it as is with just a little wedge of lemon on the side. I'm going to cut into this as if it was one big festive cake. And make sure you serve generous wedges of this. And then we'll just take that out. And there you go. Beautiful tortilla. See how it's just a small amount of egg, and it's all about the potato, the onions, and the tuna. Pop that on there. Wedge of lemon. That is a perfectly simple dish to replicate at home. Yes, you can change up what fillings you put with this. I always like to do this when I've got lots of vegetables left over, but if you want that classic Spanish effect, definitely go with the potatoes. Enjoy.